Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Stunning Narwhal in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I told my boyfriend that I wouldn't pretend to be Japanese to impress his old high school friends. I am a 23-year-old Chinese woman living in America. My boyfriend, who is also 23, is American and white. I am somewhat aware of a strange preference some white American men have for Asian women. However, most of my boyfriend's exes are African American, so I thought I was in the clear. He is going to attend an event that includes many friends from high school. He told me he wants his friends to think I am Japanese. He said I do not have to outright say it. I can just do something subtle to give them that impression. One person who will be there is a 24-year-old ex-girlfriend of his. She is African American. He promises that his ex has nothing to do with him wanting people to think I am Japanese. He said it is for his male friends. Even though these are people he rarely sees and this may be a one-time thing, I told him I would not pretend to be Japanese. Unless it is required, I avoid telling people I am Chinese. I feel people put too much stock into where someone is born, and I want people to get to know me for who I am. My boyfriend still wants to go with me, but now he seems like he is dreading it. Am I the asshole?" Update. A brief update. The conversation I had with my boyfriend lasted less than 2 hours. He promises that he does not care that I am Chinese instead of Japanese. He admitted he is physically attracted to women who are not white. He promises that his old high school friends do not have anti-Chinese sentiments. He admitted it was a stupid competitive thing between him and his friends. He said his friends will be impressed that I am Chinese, but one of his other friends has a South Korean girlfriend. In their strange ranking, even though Chinese is ranked high, South Korean is ranked higher. For them, the only thing that ranks higher than South Korean is Japanese. I broke up with him. I told him and his friends need to have more respect for women. User, I'm not creepy, said, the fact that he even explained the ranking as if it is perfectly normal to categorize people like that is shocking. Some people really think that fetishizing a race is not racism. Venti Kombucha said, I have lived in China and can confidently say that no person I have met there would ever voluntarily pretend they are Japanese. To this comment, user Lemoncake said, also, unless his friends are idiots, can they not tell the difference? I am certain the South Korean girlfriend would take one look at OP and know she is not Japanese. I guess that just adds to the boyfriend's racism. They all look alike. This next post was made in the same subreddit by a user named Livebrie or Fry Crabs. The post is titled, I said good job after my kid defended herself from a bully punching him. I need to see if I am crazy here. My 13-year-old daughter has a bully. He is one of those kids who is related to someone in the school district. We have had multiple issues with this kid harassing my daughter, but unfortunately, she is bullied a lot. We are actually switching her to a new school because the public schools have done nothing, and this past semester it got physical. The bully pushed her and she stumbled back. Fortunately, she only suffered scratches, but I was livid. The bully was suspended, but he has been suspended before. I tried talking to the parents and they make excuses. The wildest being that they will probably end up together someday because of how they argue. I told them under no uncertain terms that their son is not to even look at my daughter and that his only words to her need to be an apology. I got the, well, he is suspended, so what else do you want? Argument. This summer, she was in STEM camp. She begged to be signed up, but so was the bully. This time, during their outdoor break, the teacher was physically on his phone when the bully, in full view of multiple students, pushed my daughter and she turned and punched him in the stomach. The bully is now possibly facing suspension from the camp, not the district, but I lodged another formal complaint, this time threatening a lawsuit. I asked my daughter if she defended herself, and she said she was afraid he was going to hurt her because he threatened to knock her out. I said, okay, good job defending yourself. I am glad you are okay. Let's just catch a movie and decompress. I told my siblings on Father's Day and was immediately told by my eldest brother and his wife that I should never have encouraged her to fight anyone. I argued that I did not. I am glad she defended herself when she was scared, and the person I trusted her care to was not even paying attention. They argue that now she will see punching people as okay the next time she gets her feelings hurt and that I am a bad parent for opening that door. Am I? I mean, if she is in trouble and physical danger, I do not want her to ever think she will get in trouble for defending herself, but now I am second guessing everything. She is seemingly okay now, and I took the week off so we can celebrate Juneteenth together and just decompress from it, but I want her to grow up and be safe. Holy shit, that is a lot of comments. I am editing some typos and also clarifying some questions and assumptions as I cannot answer that many comments tonight. Multiple students confirm her story, so no, I do not think she is lying or started a fight for no reason. She is as level-headed as they come, and I will not say she has never lied to me, but I will say I tend to know when she does. Cameras are being checked because I formally requested that today. I am not a dad, but a mom. Not everyone agreed with my brother, but enough of them did that it made me question, and he and his wife were very insistent. Update. About a week ago, I posted about a bullying situation with my daughter who is 13 years old. I mentioned that this bully is a relative of someone who works high up in our district. I attended a meeting with the district following my formal request for the camera footage of the event. I continued to follow up via email and phone calls, but kept getting stonewalled. I was frustrated, so I spoke with my best friend who works in education, and she suggested filing a police report would, I quote, put a Bunsen burner under their asses. She was right. Once I had a copy of my report for the assault and armed with all my past complaints and emails with the resource officer of the kid's school, I sent it to my point of contact at the district. It was a miracle. I got a call the same day. A meeting was arranged, and I am meeting with them next week. Juneteenth was wonderful, and my daughter had a blast. She has not been punished, and honestly, I really enjoyed spending time with her. So we took advantage of the time, saw a movie, went shopping, and so on. I work a lot and am a single mom, so free time outside of the usual weekends has been rare lately, especially now that she is doing camps, making friends, and wanting to do sleepovers and such. I posted some photos on my private account, and my brother sent me a text. I will not go into everything because his message was long, but basically he said I am spoiling her when she should be punished for fighting in school and that I will be raising a criminal. I told him that he can mind his business and his own children. He responded, "She is not even really yours," and I lost it. My message back was that he has not been supportive since my husband died, and come to think of it, he was not supportive when we got married. So I do not take his opinion on my daughter with any high regard. If he and his wife want to instill in their children that they should let someone hurt them or others and that bullies should have their way, then maybe it is time we spent less time around them. We were going to go to the birthday party for my sister-in-law before all of this happened, a family event. I think my daughter and I will skip that for now. And before it is asked, she is not biologically my daughter, but legally, and in the sense that I love her more than anything. I formally adopted her when she was 2 after I married her father. He passed away when she was 6, and I've had sole custody since. Her biological mother is not in the picture. Since my husband passed, it has just been me and her in the day-to-day. I hope to update after the school meeting. Update 2. We had the meeting over Zoom. I came in expecting to have to come in guns blazing like a maniac. I was ready to go off, go fully feral. But I guess all the legal work I've been doing around this was sufficient fire under their rears. I was indirectly asked not to further involve authorities. The footage finally found proved my daughter's story. With this evidence and all the stuff I have managed to bring to the table, plus having a lawyer's contact information sent to them, they finally expelled the kid. I was assured he will not be at school next semester. It was a win, but not enough for me to stop the legal actions. Maybe that makes me the asshole, but fuck it. I do not care. Charges are being pressed for assault, armed with the video. Here, it's not life-ruining unless he keeps the pattern of abuse. But I am also looking to get my daughter into a STEM-oriented school since that is her passion right now. I looked at packages and tuitions, etc., and it will be tight but doable. And I truly believe she's gifted, smart, and hardworking enough that giving her a chance to explore this is worth any inconvenience. That should be it, right? Oh, you sweet summer child. My daughter does not even know about the meeting. She has been happily at camp elsewhere during the day, but a few days ago she asked me, "Mama, do you think I'm a bad person?" And I told her that I did not. She asked me why her uncle thinks so. I asked what she meant. My beloved brother's stepson has been texting my daughter as they are actually close. Brother has been shit-talking my kid. He calls her my stray kitten and not real family. That fucking did it. I am having a barbecue at my place for the 4th of July, and I formally uninvited him and his wife. I sent him a text stating that the way he treats me and my daughter is simply unacceptable. I am a mom and my duty is to my kid. I cannot have someone who looks down on her and treats her badly come into her home, where she is supposed to be safe. He is not a safe person for my child and thus not welcome in my home. My brother lost his mind on me so badly I had to mute his number for a while to get some peace. He started with put downs and insults, but then he went for my kid. He called her some terrible things and then said that I am brain dead for keeping my stray after all the trouble she has made. I just asked, wow, what is your problem with her really? You're doing the fucking most to hate her. Like, how does a grown man get off hating a literal child? He told me to fuck off, so I sent screenshots to mom. Yeah, I tattled, I'm grown. Don't give a shit anymore. Fuck this guy. He's my brother. I love him, but I do not like him. If he's going to show his whole ass, may as well fetch mom so she can pull his stick out of it. That was an hour ago. My daughter and I headed out for pizza. Have fun, bro. He better be glad it is our mom and not me about to hand him his own hind. Tonight, I will try to talk to my daughter about the school, and sadly, that uncle and auntie are grade A liquid shits, and so will not be around, and we may be taking some time just her and me. We are a team, me and her against the world. I will always have her back. Oh, and she and I will together be taking Krav Maga. Thanks for the suggestions. With the bully dealt with, I think this is my final update, so I wanted to say thanks to everyone who kept this mama sane and were supportive. It is crazy how simple, kind, and affirming words can bolster a person. For those who have shared stories of being bullied, I am sorry you went through that, and as for your bullies, may a popcorn kernel be lodged in each tooth and unreachable every single day. Update 3. I am without words. A couple of days ago, I told my eldest brother Mark, and by proxy also his wife Julie, to stick it where the sun does not shine after Mark went on a text storm about my adopted daughter. For background, my daughter Vivi may not be biologically mine, but she is my daughter. I have known her since her first year of life, and I have been her mom since. I married her father when she was too small to even really remember and legally adopted her. She has only ever called me mama. When my husband passed away, it became me and her against the world, the dynamic duo. Recently, Vivi did not start a fight, but finished it with a bully she had endured for much longer than she should have had to. The whole saga is on my account if you want all those details, but the short version is she ended up defending herself physically. He is now expelled. My daughter was not punished at home. In fact, I told her good job on defending herself. That is where my butt-crack-brained brother got on his bullshit. He never liked my late husband, and even less our daughter, and always had something rude to say about them. But this sent him into a huge tirade on how Vivi will grow up to be a criminal, that I am encouraging violence, and that the next time she gets her feelings hurt, she will think it is okay to start a fight. Julie said she is concerned because single-parent households produce angry and bottled-up children who are far more likely to end up in jail. I told them I never asked for their opinions, and the rest of my siblings agreed with me, but my brother was not done. He texted me vile things about my daughter, and his stepson sent video and screenshots of my brother calling her a stray kitten and saying that she is not my child, and so on. I uninvited him to my 4th of July barbecue, told him he is not to talk to or even look at my child until he fixes his attitude, and he just doubled down. Let me be clear, he is the eldest, but he is adopted too. He is biologically my cousin. 2 of his 4 kids are stepchildren. Julie is a widow. His hypocrisy is breathtaking. So I had my daughter send over all the evidence she had and delete it off her phone. And I took all my screenshots and the like and sent it to my mom. I snitched so hard. I do not have time for this bullshit. I do not know what she said to him, but she called me back that night a few hours later and told me to let her know if he decides to show his whole ass again. She talked to Vivi on speaker while I finished making us some treats before bed and told her that she loves her very much, that Uncle Mark is being a jerk, and if he or Aunt Julie try to bother Vivi or me again, to tell her. It rained like crazy on the 4th, so my barbecue only had a handful of folks who lived near me from the family and some friends. Vivi was happy, kicking her other uncle's asses at Mario Kart, and all the adults were drinking and dancing or watching the rain on my porch when who walks in? Mark, Julie, and their 4 kids. Julie strolls right up to me with a whole chicken and asks where she can put it down. I was like, sorry, what? I asked her what she was doing here and why they were there. Apparently, my dear old brother did not tell her about our most recent spat and the invitation being revoked. She looked truly shocked. I am livid by this point, but the kids are playing video games and Vivi looks happy. She is pointedly ignoring my brother who said hello to her, and when he does not get an answer, he throws his hands up and says, "So much for manners." My other brother Zeke just goes up to him and starts to talk to him quietly. I could hear Mark arguing, but Zeke just kept his hand on his shoulder. I looked at Julie, who looked like she was in panic. I told her, listen, if they want to leave the kids here for a couple of hours, that's fine, but my brother is not welcome in my home, so she will have to be the one to pick them up. She thanked me and went to my brother, who now had both our other brothers talking to him. They all walked him out. I heard him say, "Kids, let's go," and his wife said, kids, I'll be back by 3. Be good," and pulled him out. I sent him a text reminding him not to speak to my child and that he is not welcome in my home until he apologizes for all the verbal abuse toward Vivi and fixes his attitude about her. My stepfather and mom arrived not long after, and when he was told what happened, Dad started to take his pipe to the porch and sat right next to the front door. Mom arranged it with Julie that she would take the kids home when she leaves, and we managed to have a good time. Today is Sunday. My mom had asked that we all go this week, so we did. She did warn me Mark might be there. I warned Vivi. She said it was fine. I told Mom it was fine, but that Mark needs to give Vivi a wide berth. And I told Mark via text that he is to stay away from my child. He replied, "I do not need reminders." Okay then, service went fine. I'm not much of a church person, but Vivi had a solo and sang beautifully, so this mama is happy. There was food happening in the event hall, and Vivi asked if she could stay a while and chat with her friends. Sure, I said, have fun. All was well for about 45 minutes. I was sitting with stepfather and one of my brothers when Mark came over to say his goodbyes. Everyone got a hug except me. Fine by me. He said, "Kitty did a good job up there." And I said, "Who?" And I could see that in that moment he knew he messed up. I don't know if he meant to say Kitty or not, and I don't rightly care. I said, "Who?" again, and he muttered, "Vivica." I nodded and told him that is her name, the same name she's had the whole time. Julie is trying to get him to leave, and he is almost leaving when Vivi and her friends come up. She told me later she saw her uncle come up to us and not hug me, and that made her mad. So she came up to be near me for support with her friends. Mark complimented Vivi and she gave a very plain thanks, then asked if I was ready to go. I said sure if she was. Mark sent me a short text telling me I embarrassed him and our whole family with the show I put on. He is upset now because we don't need to make our issues everyone's business at church and that I don't even go to church. So why invade his safe spaces? He called me immature and said that I need to stay away from his kids so I don't teach them such poor manners. I haven't even responded. Vivi is getting dressed and we are going to my mom's for lunch. Stepfather said Mark outright refused to come when he confirmed I would be there. Mark has told our parents if I am somewhere, he won't be there. My reply: does he promise? I told my dad that if he wants to be this way, we can just go full no contact. I don't have patience for this nonsense, and that also means I am not helping out next time he needs anything. I'm out. Dad got quiet and said he gets it, but to remember that Mark's kids did nothing wrong. He's okay if I want to stick it to Mark, but asks I don't friendly fire on the children. I told him we'll talk when we get there. He's going to want to bring up our family vacation, of which I took care of the hotel and passes for because my job is within that industry. I am usually the go-to for these things. We are supposed to go for the first week of August. We try to do one vacation as a big extended family per year. We'll see how this fucking goes. Final update. It seems I picked the right subreddit for this because Mark is on his bullshit once again. Last night went somewhere, my kid and I arrived and she immediately went off to play with her cousins. I sat on the lawn with my stepfather and Zeke, who was already there. Mom was in the kitchen. I asked if she needed help, but I got the usual, "Y'all need to get out of my kitchen" response, so I retreated for my safety. Julie did come straight to me, asking if it was all right. I told her my issue was with Mark, but I still felt my own way about her words concerning my kid and single parents. We did talk. Julie is the product of a single parent household, and she strongly feels that kids need a mother and a father in the house. She did admit that Vivi is a good kid and that she thinks I do a good job with her, but when Mark is on his moments, she has just learned not to get in the way. I did not want to pry, but asked if she was alright, and she had this look like, don't even go there, so I backed off. I told her that I love the kids and will do all I can for them, but Mark is truly working on his ticket to no contact for Everville. I love him, but I do not like him, and he is a real and present threat to my kid and her well-being. She said she understood and hopes that she and I can still get along okay for the sake of the kids, at the very least, so that the kids are not also cut off. She told me they have been having trouble lately as her daughters Sadie and Mark have been butting heads a lot. Apparently, Sadie is just like her biological dad, stubborn. She is a good kid and has the kindest heart, but she is sensitive, Julie said, because she is an empath and expects everyone else to be too. I handed her a beer and asked what she meant because, not gonna lie, I wanted the tea. I was curious. This was the most Julie has ever opened up to me about home life. She and I have a whole history, which is why I always thought she just never liked me. We drank some and she admitted that she and Mark have been at odds over the joint raising of the kids. Sadie calls him dad and is the only one of his stepchildren to do so, but they argue a lot. Recently, Sadie said she hates him and simply refuses to even look him in the eye and gives him one-word answers. Julie's eyes were watering and she kept wiping her tears and apologizing because it has been a lot. After Mom talked with him, he has just been so closed off. I managed to gather that when Mom called him, she immediately got to the point and said something like, "Who does he think he is?" bullying a child, her grandchild, as if she would not take issue with it. He tried to say something, but she kept talking and finally asked him why he does not like her. He got offended and said he loves her and wants her to make something of herself. But my mom made it clear that if he is to interact with my kid, he needs to follow my rules just as I have respected his rules with his kids. Julie said Mom told him verbatim, "Not your house, not your rules." And she told him she is so disappointed that he is treating an adoptive child the way he hated being treated. Julie said she did not know much of what happened from there because it became a fight between the two of them. He never told her he was adopted, which is crazy to me because it is no state secret. I mean, we do not use the word adopted in our family, but by biological rules, I am my mother's only daughter and Zeke is her only son. We are no strangers to the concept of chosen family, never have been, but Julie was, by her account, not surprised, but more hurt. She actually believed that Mark was my biological father's son, making my mother his stepmom. No, Mom is biologically his aunt, but his mother passed away due to issues during his birth. From what I know of her, I will call her Gem. She was amazingly sweet and knew the birth would be possibly life-threatening. That is why she managed to get the paperwork in place so that my mother would take custody if anything happened to Gem. I told Julie as much and she went pale and said Mark said this of my youngest brother and made it all out to seem that he, Mark, and I were full biological siblings and fighting. He made it out as if everyone else is adopted. It is such a confusing web of lies that I genuinely am not even sure I have it right. Julie spent the rest of the time chatting with everyone and getting drunk. Mom let her stay over and Dad called Mark saying she and the kids were staying over. It is summer, the kids will be fine with Mom, and Poppy's pool and whatnot. Mom got Julie to the guest room and I started to ask questions as the kids were watching a movie in the living room. What the hell is with Mark? Why is this even happening? He was not always like this, so honestly, what the fuck? I was so pissed. You do not have to believe me, but I am generally very even-keeled. I am chill most of the time. I tend to be more of the gal who wants to calmly talk it out, one-on-one. Do not make a scene, but this is my kid. I have been fucking calm enough, and this is her uncle. We can try to dance around each other, but this will come to a head eventually. My kid loves her cousins. It will hurt her much more than it will hurt me or him, and fuck him. If his ego is worth more than my child's well-being, he is no brother of mine. Anyone who is out to hurt Vivi is no family. I may not have birthed her, but I damn well love her, and I will not be that parent who forces her to make nice for fucking fucking family when family causes her pain. Mom went quiet and my dad made this angry, sad face and walked off. Mom pulled me into the backyard and we sat in the garden. She said she was not telling me any of this to excuse Mark at all, but she feels some of this is her fault. Mark came to her about his biological parents, and when he found out his father abandoned them, he became very upset. Mom said he was asking because my father, Mark's adoptive father, was distant with him. She said my father, got better as time went on, but he did use the phrase stray kitten a couple of times. I feel bad for him, I do, but it is not enough for me to feel like I need to fix this. So I told her that this is very sad, but he kept his origin a secret from his own wife, and his stepchildren hate him. This is already out of control. Him bullying my kid is a symptom of it, but even still, he does not get a pass. She agreed. She said she made a choice. Vacation can still happen with my help, but he will no longer be invited. She said Julie is permitted but under strict rules and the kids are coming, but I can pull the plug if I want, and it can just be a sleepover at her place with the kids, and all the parents can enjoy kid-free nights. I told her I would tell her by tomorrow. Vivi is at a sleepover with her best friend, and I have work to do tonight, so I have a lot on my mind, but figured I owed an update on this. I am just tired mostly, but I am not backing down. Mom said she will talk to Mark again, but I said that even if he stopped his insults, I would need an apology to Vivi and for him to find help. I love Mark and I feel for him because I feel like he is just sad now. He feels alone. He is not. He has been my brother forever and has been family since before I was born. I will always love him, but he is being a prick. And if he is not a safe person for my kid, he is not allowed near us. Plain and simple. I will not pretend this is easy. It is torture. We as a family are really close, but I cannot torment my own child and obligate her to be around a person who mistreats her. I will not teach her to be small for bullies, even if the bully is family. I got this text from him an hour ago. Okay, you win. I did not answer. He sent, "Please, sissy, I can't take it anymore." I did not respond, so then after 5 missed calls, he sent, "I get it. I'm not your brother. Okay, but I am family. Can you recognize that? I didn't treat Vivi good. Sorry, she's great. Okay, love you. Talk to me. I need to talk to you. Okay?" I did not reply. Mom has my kid, so I am going to watch that Megan 2.0 movie a day exists a bit. I know I will seem like a bad parent, and I own that. I just need a second. I am due to pick her up in a few hours, so here I am waiting to go into the theater. Myrtle Otter said, "Based on how eerily similar OP's older brother is to mine, I believe it might actually kill Mark to act properly for once. If she does not respond to his weak apologies, he is going to crash out again, cement himself as the villain in the eyes of his family, and blame OP for the fallout until he grows tired of being on the outs with them again. I cannot stress how much this story resonates with my life. My friends call me epic said, I think that you all need to have an intervention with Mark. The condition for him being welcomed back into your life must be that he goes to therapy. No compromises. He has a lot of issues to unpack. You all are not qualified to help him in that regard. He needs professional help. Whether he wants to or not is another story, but he should not be welcome in your family, at least your direct family, you and Vivi, until this is addressed." Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, GamerSupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.